Alright, so imagine this. You're standing on a scorched, alien-like landscape. The sky is black, not from night, but from smoke so thick it swallows the sun. Oil rains from above. Fire erupts endlessly from the earth like something out of a dying planet. There's no context, no narration telling you what to feel or how to think, just straight devastation. That's the world of Lessons of Darkness, a haunting 1995 documentary from legendary German filmmaker Werner Herzog. The film captures the aftermath of the Gulf War, focusing on the burning oil fields of Kuwait set ablaze by the retreating Iraqi forces. But instead of giving us a traditional war documentary, interviews, timelines, archival footage, political context, Herzog strips all of that away, and what we're left with is something far more surreal. Helicopter shots glide over endless fires, workers tiny against the scale of destruction, battle infernos that seem almost mythological. The film doesn't explain, it quietly observes. It feels like history and more like a version of hell. And honestly, that's where Herzog's reputation comes into play. He's widely considered one of the greatest living filmmakers still working, and this film is a perfect example of why. Cinematography here is stunning, almost hauntingly and disturbingly beautiful. Flames twist into the sky like sculptures. The oil slicked earth looks like another planet. There's a strange elegance to the chaos that's impossible to ignore, but that beauty is also where things get a bit complicated, at least for me. The biggest criticism that I have is how Germanic the whole film feels, and I don't mean that in a superficial way, I mean it in its emotional distance. Herzog deliberately removes the human element from this film. The suffering, the context, individual stories, they're mostly absent. The oil workers are there, yes, but they're framed more like figures in a grand, apocalyptic painting than actual people with lives and emotions. That detachment creates a very specific effect. On one hand, it elevates the film into something almost philosophical, a meditation on destruction, nature, and humanity's capacity for self inflicted ruin and harm. But on the other hand, it risks stripping away empathy. War becomes an aesthetic, horror becomes spectacle, and critics were deeply divided on this. Some praised the film as a masterpiece of visual storytelling and argued that Herzog captured something universal and timeless about human destruction that hadn't really been touched on before. But others were more critical, claiming the film bordered on glorifying war by presenting it in such a visually striking, almost hypnotic way. And to be honest, I can see both sides. There are moments in this film that are undeniably powerful images that really stick with you long after it's over, but there's also a lingering discomfort in it all and how removed it feels from the actual human cost of what we're seeing. It's like watching tragedy from a distance so far away that it becomes abstract. And that's ultimately why I land where I do with this one. Lessons of Darkness is visually incredible and undeniably unique, but very much the work of a master filmmaker. And its emotional distance keeps it from fully connecting in the way that I really wanted it to. So that's why my rating for it was a 3 out of 5. But if you're curious to experience it for yourself, it's currently available on Prime Video, Apple TV, and Tubi, and I really do recommend checking it out.